Over these last days, there's been occasion to use Divine Mother's words to several of those who have called, who, like all of us, in one way or another, have relived the Easter story, those 40 days in the wilderness, a place of self-doubt, recrimination, and confusion, the crucifixion, the death, or the change, the entombment, the numbness and questioning, and the moment when the stone rolls aside and we emerge and have need to become accustomed to our new state of being. The words that Divine Mother used and which were quoted were, "God is a jealous God. He wants all of our heart." From the place where we are now, how would we translate this saying, these words? There's a Buddhist story. They're called Jataka tales of the Buddha. And the story is an occasion when the Buddha, before he became the great enlightened soul, was born as a merchant, a trader. Men in the desert, when with a long camels he had to cross a those apply by way of the stars as they a point where the was say of your bird much to eat, plenty of all good things of life. And anything else that they thought was ancillary, but that long days and nights had taken their toll of the desert pilot, who was exhausted, unable to sleep through the blistering heat of the day, and having alert that night, he fell asleep on his camel. He awoke just on but looked up sky shot in the night, doubled back in an arc and come back. That's where they had started. He shouted, "Now!" And he had confessed to all the travelers that they had doubled back. They had no food. They had no water or supplies. And exhaustion was great for all of them. But then our wise man said, "Wait, wait for me." And he went out in the heat of the day, looking for grass. And in the vastness of the desert, he found a few tufts of dry grass. And was present, and he called the travelers over to him and said, "Take your picks and shovels and dig." And dug deeper and deeper. They fell down exhausted, dried out from their sweating, fainting, until a great, great hole was the merchant the merchant could clear the egg. It was found that they had reached a great stone, a great rock, barred the way between the water that could be cleared from beneath its hugeness. But the merchant called for one, at least had the remaining strength to take a hammer, the stone. And so a young burly man stepped forward and had enough space to swing the hammer, and was afraid that at any touch the sand would roll in and bury him. He started to attempt to break the rock, but his strength gave out, and he said, "Pull me up. I have nothing left. It is hopeless." Shouted to him encouragement. "Just gather your last traces of strength, and with all your might wield that hammer. And so, with the last traces of his strength, the young man lifted the hammer. And water welled up. He was quickly taken to the hole as the gushing water came out and gave him strength. Moody. Amongst his followers was a young man who came to him stating, "It is too hard. I cannot go." And my vice. And the Buddha told him the story of crossing the desert and said, "You are that young man, now taking all the force just as you did at the bottom of that, bring that there's this of each of us in have experienced God into your Easter experiences and the words of divine. What's the deep meaning of this story for us?